you can bring a friend. Talk about it, talk about anything, it's judgment free. Talk about it with the lead. You can tell your mama now, it's just for them too. Talk about it with the lead. Let's talk about it with Lee. Let's talk about it with Lee.
Happy Monday, y'all. Come on in. Happy Monday. Let's get it in. Hey, all right. Let's go. I hope y'all had a good day today. First day of a long week.
Come on in today, you can bring
And it's hot
today.
It's hot today.
It's judgment free.
Let me know you in it. I see you around in here. Who else we got? Who else we got? Hey, sis. In the den, I see you. Yeah. I see you. Hope you feeling better, my sister. Speedy recovery to you. Hey, Miss Lisa. All right, speedy recovery for my sister, y'all. Yeah. So what we're going to do is, hey, Hughes, we're going to get going. How about that? So first I want to say happy Monday to everybody. I hope your day has been great. And if it won't good, you fix it to where it was before you got in your house. Don't take them bad spirits home with you. Hey, Angie, don't take them bad spirits home. They won't leave. Every time you go out the door, they'll still be waiting on you when you get back. Hey, Denise. All right. Now, the first thing I want to say is thank you guys for all the T-shirt orders that continues to come in, even at 3 o'clock in the morning. Even at 3 o'clock in the morning. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. And also, I would like to say that the T-shirts are ready. So if you received a message to let us know where you want to meet for your T-shirts, hit it back again. Because some are waiting on responses. So you ready. Rockin' steady. And I'm still looking for pictures from everybody that got shirts. I done got like 4 or 5 pictures. I know I should have a whole slew of them. But I'll wait on you, though. I'll wait on you. Glad you're feeling better, sister. Oh, do not forget to like, love, and share. And comment. Because the more you like and love it, and the more you share it, the better off we're going to be. All right? So, if this is your first time coming in then, I would like to say welcome in. Welcome in. Come again. And bring a friend. So the whole time y'all sitting there, I want you to like the little drummer boys and drummer girls. Now, y'all know that this month is Mental Health Month. So I didn't know last month when we did that with the men, but I didn't really care. I just wanted them to have them a month. And it went great. Can I tell y'all ladies that them men came out, showed out, and proved that they want to know different? I meant to say that they want to know different. And ladies, y'all got to step up. Y'all sitting back all comfortable as if you know you got it going on. No. Well, this month is Mental Health Month for everybody. Men, women, baby boys, and girls. Okay? So I would like everybody to get involved with this month's topic because we all have some type of mental health going on somewhere. And if we talk about it, not be embarrassed about it, then everybody can come together and people can start getting the help that they need, the conversation that they need, the resources that they need. Because we got it here in the den. Anything you looking forward to. All right. Now, and I was thinking about it, it's a lot more kids dealing with mental health than it is adults. So we're going to have to figure out, how to reach them and what we need to do to help them out. As parents, as aunts, as cousins, as friends, as neighbors. So it ain't just on the parents. We all got to take that village, got to get that village back. All right? So, I have a very special guest today. And I am super happy about having her in. Also, I want to tell y'all that mental health is the most serious thing going on in this world. It's bigger than drugs. Everybody thinks drugs taking over. Mental health is what's taking over. Now, let's move on to my special guest. Can everybody help me to welcome in Quita, Miss Quita? Hey, Miss Quita.
Hey, Lily.
How you doing?
Great.
Girl, you looking good. You hear me?
I'm feeling
You is looking brand new on me.
good.
Wow. I ain't seen you around in a minute.
Girl, I had to leave Eden.
Oh, you did. You
I
made
had
a
to
move
leave
then.
Eden.
That's good. And you look like you're doing so much better out of Eden.
I am.
Good.
I am.
Good. Look, people gonna be trying to tell you little stuff and everything while you're on here trying to speak to you and all. So don't get dizzy trying to be looking and talking at the same time. You know I love you.
No, that's right.
You know I love you.
Girl, I can't even see it.
Oh, good. So how about first I'd like to start off with is that this is Mental Health Awareness Month.
Right.
And how long do you feel that maybe you had dealt with mental health or dealing with mental health?
Since the age of maybe 15 or 16.
15 or 16.
Yep.
That's deep. That's deep. And how did you know, or what things happened to let you know something is going on with me?
Well, a whole lot of things. I started getting in trouble, started going to jail, started fighting. Just 1 minute I'm one way, the next minute I'm another way, and it just didn't add up.
Mm-hmm. And did you reach out to get some help?
Yeah. This last bout, you helped a lot, but but before then, I went to mental health Daymark.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they thought medication would do it. The court system said, "Hey, she ain't crazy, not just a little bit. She need a little extra help with that." So I got medicated with medication. It worked for a while, but then it started messing with me, and I started saying, "Well, I don't need this," so I didn't take it. So when I stopped taking it, I started going backwards instead of going forward. But now that I'm on my medications and I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, I'm good.
So you can tell the difference when you offer your medication?
Yeah.
Why is it that when people can tell, they be like, I ain't taking that mess.
That's because our minds tell us that.
Mm-hmm.
You have a mind, it's a switch that says, okay, you good, you back to where you need to be. You ain't got to take this no more. So you don't take it anymore.
Right.
But I need mine.
Right.
I cannot function without my medication.
Right.
If I don't take it, then my mood swings are from 0 to 100.
And when I say 0 to 100, you are 0 to 100 for real. And it ain't much you can do to calm your tail down when you get like that. I ain't even lying. Remind me of myself when it was 0 to 100.
Yeah, 0 to 100 real quick.
Real quick. I mean, you could be just having a ball. Next thing you know, mother about to look some kind of way or saying something that didn't sound right. That mother going off. But look at you now. It's the thing. You figured that out. And a lot of people need to take heed to what you're saying. How many relationships do you feel affected that was affected by the fact?
Every last one I've been in. Every last one, even my marriage. I mean, it's the last relationship I was in. He actually said, I can't deal with this. I just can't deal with it. And I'm like, well, you're going to.
Yeah.
I don't care what you say, you going to. Until I get my medication straight, you going to. But then I had to realize that I couldn't force him to stay, and I had to understand that, hey, you might be a little off, you might be a little crazy, girl. You might just let this boy go, let this boy live. So, I mean, as far as relationships, mine was, oh my God. Oh my God. You couldn't deal with me on a normal day.
Wow.
If I hadn't had my medications, anything was a trigger.
Right. Right.
And I mean, I could do my job sometimes. I ain't gonna say all the times everything was good on my job, because half of the time it affected my job also.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I work with people with disabilities. So, I mean, and I get mad when my medication is stronger than theirs. Yeah, I do.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just,
It's what it is.
Mm.
But the good thing about it is you found out what works for you so you can live your life. You know, you wouldn't be able to live your life if you was continue to stay in the same situation.
You're right.
You know,
I live and I learn.
how do you identify triggers?
Well, well, I guess it's just the chemical imbalance that I can also feel myself when I'm getting ready to, when my mood is getting ready to change, so to speak. I can feel that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll say, hey, I didn't take my medicine today. But my triggers are, for one, if I felt like you've done something to me and I wanted to get back at you, but I knew if I did something, I'm going to jail.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to jail.
Is was
I'm just going to jail. So, I mean,
how about somebody's voice can be a trigger?
that right there done it.
Their face can be a trigger.
That
Them trying to be nice.
You know,
to you.
I could read something on Facebook. That's
Mhm.
why I don't do Facebook a lot. I go every now and then because I can read something on Facebook and be mad with the world. Oh no, I'm not getting ready to come back to Eden and go to jail. I'm not beating up nobody today.
That's
not
right.
tomorrow, not the next day. I'm gonna pray
That's
about
right.
it now.
That's right.
I'm gonna
Stay
take
where
my
you
medication, sit down, and I'm gonna pray about you.
That's right. And that's the way through life, to be honest. That's all we can do nowadays.
And that's it. Because my
Man.
fighting days, I'm too old to fight.
Me too.
And
Me
my
too.
grandbaby said, no, grandma, you know I don't deal with that.
Right. That's good.
I don't do that, grandma.
That's a smart baby. You hear me?
She sure is, and I listen to her. I talk to her every day. I
Tell
talk
me
to that
how
one every day, so she can tell me what I'm doing wrong.
How about that? Tell me how you dealt with. Can you share the story of the passing of your daughter with us?
Ooh, that's a hard pill to swallow.
Mm-hmm.
I lost myself when I lost my baby.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm back.
Mm-hmm.
It hurts. But I deal with it. Mm-hmm. And I smile. Now I can smile.
Right.
Before, you couldn't even breathe her name.
Mm-hmm.
And it would take me back. I wouldn't come outside.
Mm-hmm.
I would look out of the door. I wouldn't come out of one room. I stayed for 4 years. I was in one room. I'd come out to go to the bathroom and to the kitchen. My Aunt Janelle took care of me. She made sure I ate. She made sure I took my medicines. But I still would not come outside.
Wow.
As far as going to Daymark had to come see me because I wasn't going. I didn't trust being outside. I still have a problem with trusting people.
Mm-hmm.
I still don't like to be around a lot of people. Mm-hmm. But when I tell you I lost myself, I lost myself.
I know you did. That's
I couldn't. I didn't want to live. I didn't want to breathe. I didn't want to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
But medication didn't even work then.
Right. You was just
my medication. I could take it and it wouldn't do anything. So doing it, getting back to where I am now. It took all of 6 years. She's been gone 6 years. It took every bit of 6 years to get me back to me.
Wow.
To where I feel like, okay, I can come outside. I can go places.
Mm-hmm.
and I can stay and I'm okay.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't feel okay.
Right.
I'm always looking for, I still have that fear of getting that phone call from my boys because I
Right.
still have to.
Mm-hmm.
But I never thought I'd get that phone call from my girl because my baby was amazing.
Right. Yes, she
She,
was
she was she was me. What
beautiful.
I wanted, she
Mm-hmm.
was.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I never expected to lose her.
Mm-hmm.
So that took, I actually was in a dark place.
Mm-hmm.
That dark place, and I still sit in a room with no light.
Mm-hmm.
My boss she told me today, I'm gonna need you to get out of dark colors. No,
Right. Right.
I need you to put some light in here.
Right.
You said because you're depressing yourself. I said no, I'm actually, by it being dark,
Mm-hmm.
I feel better, but I've got to work myself back into the light. I
And
can't
you
just
will.
open the window and say, okay, well, the sun is shining. I'm gonna go outside today and I'm gonna be okay.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-uh.
Mm-hmm.
It isn't working like that for me.
You
I've
will.
got to gradually get myself back into the light.
It's like running a marathon. You can't just come out and run real fast. You got to go slow so you can make it to the
Yeah,
end.
I'm gonna walk a little bit first because I done gained so much weight. Now I gotta walk a little bit before I run.
You ain't gained no weight. Look,
Girl.
let me ask you, how long or have you departed with her belongings? You know, when somebody passed, people may leave everything set just like it was.
Girl, I'm gonna tell you, when my son came home from prison, the whole basement was filled with all of her stuff. Her stuff was still in the trailer behind the house where my mom lived now.
Mm-hmm.
But I went and got it, put it in the basement.
Mm-hmm.
You can't touch her stuff. You can't put nothing on her table. You
Mm-hmm.
can't, you scratch it if you want to, and you
Mm-hmm.
got a problem.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I got left in my daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Brandon went in that basement and he said, this gotta go, this gotta go, this gotta go, this gotta go. And Mom, I don't want to hear you say nothing.
Mm.
You gotta let her go.
Mm.
You have got to let her go.
That's
No,
deep.
I don't have to let her go.
Right.
But I had to let her go.
Mm-hmm.
So I
Mm-hmm.
could live again.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You never know how to be strong until you gotta be strong. You never know how to be strong till you gotta be strong.
I
You be
don't
strong.
I don't see how my grandmother done it. She lost her babies, her
Mm-hmm.
twins, my aunts Faye and Kay. I don't see how she done it.
Mm.
I lost my baby girl. All I wanted was that little girl.
Mm-hmm.
When I got her, my life was complete. Everything else was whatever. My life
Mm-hmm.
was complete when I had her.
Mm-hmm.
I was done with everything. You could have. No, you couldn't have. I'm gonna take that back. But you know, my thing is, I promised her that I would always keep her safe.
Right.
From my baby, you're my little girl. If I had her first, I wouldn't have had them hard-headed boys.
Yeah.
But
It'd
have been over with her. But I had my boys, and I love them.
Were there any signs that she was being abused or mentally abused?
A little bit of both. She would call me sometimes and cry and say, "Ma, CJ won't talk to me. I need you to call him." And I would talk to her because I've been there. You know, Mama
Mm-hmm.
been there, done that. You probably didn't watch Mama go through some stuff that, you know, she shouldn't have went through. Mm-hmm. But then, you know, Mama got a mouth too. So, you know, Mama probably put herself in some situations that she
Yeah.
shouldn't put herself in. But mama fight her way out of it. Mama
Yeah,
gonna
mama's
get down with the
sweet,
get down. Mama gonna say something and then wait on it. And then,
Yeah.
me and daddy gonna be fighting.
Yeah.
Just because, I mean,
Yeah.
but I didn't want her to go through that.
Mm-hmm.
Her brothers, she kept all of that away from us.
Mm-hmm.
The Christmas before, I got a phone call. He had tore up the trailer, tore up everything in the house, and my friend said, Quita, she said it was blood everywhere. She said, I don't know if it was hers or whose it was, but she said when I walked in the trailer, it was blood everywhere. She said, but she said, I looked Bree over, I didn't see where she might have been bleeding. She said, I don't know whose blood it was or what happened. Well, that was the first time that I knew that he was putting his hands on her.
Wow.
That was the very first time. But I thought it was the last.
Mm-hmm.
Not knowing she was keeping a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
She hid that because she knew my mama said, if you put your hands on me, she going to jail.
Mm-hmm.
She going straight to jail. She ain't going
Right.
to wait for the police. She going to call the police to probably save your life.
That's right.
And if she don't get to the phone first, you gone. You out of here.
That's right.
Well, she moved in with her daddy. And she hid it from him until he come home and she had a busted lip. So that's when I knew that it didn't stop. But I talked to her and I talked to her and I talked to her and I told her, I said, look, I said, Bree, you got a lot going on. I said, you got a good head on your shoulders. Even when she was going through some stuff and she left school for half a year. They could not fail her because her GPA was so high.
Wow.
So she was out of school for like a half a year and she still passed.
Wow.
I mean, it amazed me how the principal, everybody was calling and saying, hey, you can't let her not stay in school. Tell her she needs to come back. Make her come back because she has a mind that's out of this world. She taught herself psychology.
Wow.
And she used it. She used it to her advantage. She did. But when I tell you I miss my baby like it's nobody's business, I miss my baby like it's nobody's business.
I know you do. And may she rest in peace.
And I stay to myself still. Because I mean, even though everybody on the outside say, I don't see how you're just strong. You're strong. No, I was dying from the inside out. You couldn't tell because I hid it. I hid it from everybody but my kids. They were the only ones that could look at me and say, it's not my mama.
Right.
It's not my mama.
Right.
My youngest son told me the other day, he said, I'm glad I got my mama back. He said, I got my mama back. He said, right. I love my pops, true enough. He said, but I got my mama back.
That's
so
right.
I mean, it feels good to hear that because at one time it was Quita.
Right.
Quita. Nas, mom.
That's right.
Mom.
The respect.
Yeah, Nas, mom. Because I told him, I said, you know what? I said, when he come home, I told him, I said, things are changing. When he left me this last time, I said, I said, I go through a lot, but I don't bother nobody.
Right.
I stay to myself. I want to stay to myself.
Right.
I don't want to bother nobody.
That's right.
I'm good.
Me too.
I'm good.
That's the way you gotta live.
I can come and go as I please. But I mean, and I talk to my grandbabies, all 7 of them.
And you know what I was thinking about is the steps that you took to recovery, just from us talking. one step that I remember you saying to me that was so powerful and humongous, huge, is that you forgave him and you let him.
Yes, I actually, it took a while. I wanted to, and I even tried to before I even realized. But yeah, I did. I reached out to him and I told him, I said, "Look, I forgive you for the 6 years of hell that you put me through."
Mm-hmm.
To this day, he say, "Ma, it wasn't me." He said, "I didn't do it." I said, "I just need to know one thing."
Mm-hmm.
So I can have closure within myself.
Mm-hmm.
Did she know? And was she scared?
Mm-hmm.
His answer to me was, she wasn't scared.
Mm.
So that led me to believe that whatever happened, she probably knew it was coming.
Mm-hmm.
She
Mm-hmm.
didn't know it was going to take her life, but she wasn't scared. She wasn't afraid.
Right.
That kind of eased my mind.
Mm-hmm.
It eased my body. It eased my soul. You
Mm-hmm.
know, my baby stood up for whatever it was she was speaking on. She stood up for that.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to, I mean, now it's like I'm at peace, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a little peace because now I know she's okay.
Right.
At first, I'm thinking my baby's scared.
Mm-hmm.
No, my baby's not scared. My baby good.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to change a lot of things in my life because I know I want to be with my baby one day.
Right.
I'm
Right.
going to be with my baby one day. Lord knows I'm going to be with my baby. One day I'm going to be with my baby.
That's
And
right.
we're going to look back on this and laugh and say, Ma,
Mhm.
I told you could deal with it. Yeah, Ma got it now. Ma got it. Ma got it. Ma got the bigger picture.
Yeah, you got it.
Ma got the bigger picture.
You got it.
So,
But when you settle with yourself and said that you're going to forgive him, it helped you to clear up your
that
mind and everything.
that
I could see.
actually did it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
There's no more drinking myself till I go to sleep. There's no more nothing.
Mm-hmm.
When I say nothing, I got tea, I got juice, I got water,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I got my medication to go with it.
That's right. You got it going on
Got
here,
that-
baby.
I get high on my own supply.
That's right. That's right. And that's the best way to do it.
Yes,
And
and
that's a
I go to
blessing.
church every Sunday now. I pray like I'm supposed to. Now all I gotta do is pray my boys into a better life, and I'm working on that one.
That's right. Yep.
That's
You keep
that's
on.
that's a work in progress.
Yes, it is. Yeah, but it's gonna be all right.
It's all right. It's already all right.
Mm-hmm.
It's already all right. Because
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they still got a little ways to go, but I'm working on.
And they listening. They listening to
Yeah,
mama.
they got their mama back.
That's right. They listening to mama.
Yeah, they got their mama back that put that fear in them.
And you coming back also helps them to see a difference in themselves. You know, it's all about how day to day was going. But now that you're back, that's going to be even better for them to get back.
Yeah, because that's the first thing they told me. They said, "Mom, we're used to you getting knocked down, but you get up and you get up running."
Mm-hmm.
This time when I got knocked down, it was like I hit that brick wall and I couldn't get up.
Right.
No matter how much I tried, I just couldn't get back up.
Right.
But I got up now.
Oh,
I got up and I couldn't get up running because I ate too many cakes, cookies, and pies while I was sitting there. So so now I got to walk a little slow.
You is crazy.
So
look, I got this young lady that wants to call in and speak to you. Her name is Tiffany Joyce, and her daughter had went through the same thing as far as y'all both been through the same thing, and she would like to give you some encouraging words.
Okay.
So give it 2 seconds.
Okay.
What is it? I'm over here whispering. Look,
Hey.
hey Tiffany.
Hey, how are you guys today?
Good. I got Quita on the phone on the D.
Hi.
Hey.
Well,
She said you doing well?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you
Doing
hear
just
Tiffany?
fine.
Tiffany. Well, I don't know what's going on. Tiffany, you there? She ain't there. Look at the devil. Look at the devil trying.
I know.
That phone always
He
works.
busy.
Yeah, he busy.
You see what mine did earlier. Mine hang up too.
Yeah, dude. It did do that earlier.
Yeah.
hello.
Tiff,
I'm trying. The devil is really trying to play with
that's what we just said. Devil tried his best.
me. Well,
All right. I'm going to be quiet and let you talk to Quita.
can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
She said yeah.
Wait, can you hear me?
She said yes.
Oh, you can. How are you today?
I'm fine.
I didn't hear the complete story, so I couldn't get in. And I was having issues trying to get in and everything. So I'm not sure your whole entire story, what happened. Can you hear me, Quita?
Yes, a little bit. Yeah.
Just go ahead and talk. She can hear you.
Okay, Quita, can you tell me, do you mind telling me your story and what happened?
Well, all I know.
I didn't hear the beginning of the conversation due to my, I guess, technical difficulty. Can you hear me?
She was breaking up.
Now I can't hear you.
Well, I tell you what, we have to work on seeing how we can make that thing happen. I just hooked
I
y'all
know
up
that's right.
in another way.
Laquita, will you inbox me?
She wants you to inbox Laquita.
Sure.
Yeah.
Do you mind? I'm so sorry, you guys.
That's okay.
I've been trying since like 6:48.
Well, everybody's saying that they can hear you. You just have to go ahead and talk, because if you keep trying to hear her go back and forth, I tell you whatever she says is important. But
Okay.
just go ahead. I know you wanted to give her some encouraging words, and she can hear you.
Okay. Well, Laquita, you know anything exactly what happened with my daughter?
Only what I heard.
My daughter was murdered in 2020 by her boyfriend. He shot her, then he shot her twice, and she was only 20 years old, and he shot himself due to mental illness. He was never abusive. He was just very obsessive. She was about to leave to go to ODU, and he was dealing with a very, very tough mental illness, but we tried our best to help him. My thing now is I'm trying my hard to forgive him. I love him like my own son. And he kept saying he was going to do it to himself. And what made my daughter worry so much, because she was worried about him. She never thought it would hurt her. But we did police reports. We did everything. They put him in, different little places for mental health and everything. None of that worked. They took the gun away from him. I just don't want to tell you guys how he got the gun back. I'm really upset about that part. Because when I try to help someone, anyone knows no matter if it's a female or male dealing with mental illness and talking about killing themselves, shouldn't have a gun. And that's a person gave the gun back to him. A very close family member gave the gun back to him. So it happened like 6 something that morning. You may have heard it happened on Stone Road in January of 2020. And basically, I'm trying my hardest to forgive him, not for him, not for nobody else, but for myself. I'm trying to forgive him because I want to make him have to see my daughter again. I have no more children at all. None. I'm not sure. Did you have a child that passed away or something of that nature, or similar to what's going on with what happened to me?
Okay,
Bless your heart.
She said it was your situation kind of like hers, and she having trouble with forgiving.
Well,
are you having
was
trouble
similar.
I'm having trouble of forgiveness. I'm getting through, but I never get over it.
Exactly.
I'm having trouble forgiving a lot because I was the one to take him to get help with the mental illness. Me and my daughter was the one that helped him do a lot. And my daughter worked 2 jobs with the school 4 times, and she like I said, she opened a place in Eden, North Carolina. She wants to open a 24/7 daycare, 7 days a week. And she was going to school to teach kids with disabilities. But he was so obsessed with her when she was about to leave to go to ODU. I guess it was like, it's either me, you, or both of us. So he took it upon himself to kill both of them. It happened at 6 something that morning. I found out at 11 something that morning. No police came to my house. Nobody called me or anything, except for my daughter's sister's mother called me. They thought it was a car accident because while he shot himself, the car flipped upside down. But when I heard my daughter was in a car accident, so I called his father, and his father was telling him to come there. I was like, what hospital do I need to go to? He's like, come up there. I was like, this is not right. You tripping. What hospital do I need to go to? Where's my baby? So it's January. Mind you, it's January. It's cold. I had pajamas on, no shoes. I had no car. I'm in the middle of the road flagging cars down. This white guy, thank Jesus for some people not being racist. He stopped. I said, I was just crying. He was like, what is it, honey? What you need to do? I said, I need to make the so road. My daughter's in the bad part of this. It just so happened another lady pulled behind me that I knew. And she said she heard that there was been a bad car accident, but she had heard the whole story. But she didn't want to tell me. So when I got up there, I said, I think when yellow okay. And so I stepped out the car, and the lady that was with me, she got out. She was like, we want to know, was a girl in his car by the dead of Joy, because that's her mother. When I seen that sheriff take his hat off, I don't remember nothing else from that. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I deal with mental illness. I self-medicated myself to stay numb. This is something that a lot of people know. I've been talked about. I've been discussed. I've been put down. But you would never know how it feels till you lose a child.
No, that's right.
I self-medicated myself. And I did not want to do it, but I did not want to think about that at all. But thank God, God had delivered me from self-medicating myself. And I take what I'm supposed to take, but I wasn't taking I was taking pills that I didn't supposed to take.
I know that's right.
I did not want to hear it. I didn't look at social media. And if you Google my daughter's name, you're gonna see so much. If you Google the Destiny Joy, you're gonna see so much. But yet, I'm having a very hard time forgetting.
What advice?
Right now, I feel like I have life, but I'm not living.
What advice would you give her, Quita, about trying to help her with forgiveness?
It's hard.
That's will never be certain that she killed herself.
Right. So what's your advice?
But she still has to forgive him in order to be with her daughter again. She's gonna have to forgive him for what he did. It's hard. I'm not gonna say it's easy. It's hard. It took a minute for me to even do it, but then I needed closure. I needed peace. I needed peace of mind. I needed that. So, I mean, in order for me to continue to live, because literally dying from the inside out, nobody knows because they can't see it. They don't know how you feel. And like she said, self-medicating yourself, that's the best way to numb yourself. It's from the inside out. But everybody see the bad that you're doing, but they don't understand why. And nobody really asks why. It's just, they just want to talk, have something to talk about. Well, I seen da-da-da-da-da do da-da-da-da. Oh, yeah. But why did she do that? Why was this going on? Get down to why it is. Try to help that person and not hurt that person.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's a lot of pain that you're numbing pain. You're numbing. I know exactly what it is to numb yourself, but forgiving him, it takes a lot. It takes a lot of prayer. It takes God.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
That's the only. I mean, after I left from Eden and come here, I did a lot of praying because I had a lot of time to be by myself. I had a lot of time to think about what I was doing, who I was hurting.
Mm-hmm.
And I just had to make a change. And in order for that change to go and to be my honest to God change, I had to forgive him. I had to let go and let God. So I went to him and I told him that I forgave him for everything. The whole 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
January 28th, 2016 is the worst day of my life, but it won't be the end of my life.
So it happened January in both cases.
January
Sounds like.
28th, 2016.
And one thing about it, I mean, I thank God I had God on me.
Mm-hmm. That's good. And you still got him. And you.
Yeah, I'm also, if it wasn't for God, I don't honestly know how I would have. People tell me all the time that I'm so strong. But they just don't know. I break down in Walmart, Dollar General, everywhere. Now, I feel myself forgiving him, but it's been 2 years and a couple of months. It'll be 3 years in January of next year. But I got to forgive him for myself.
Mm-hmm.
I got to forgive him because it's going to eat me alive.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And I stay suppressed. I really do. And I mean, people don't understand that when you acknowledge that you got some type of mental illness, it's better.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, when some people think it's funny, some people think it's good, I do not think it's funny at all. What mental illness did was killed my daughter.
Ain't nothing funny about no mental illness.
No, I don't think it's funny.
Girl, you would. It was just a mind thing. He wasn't thinking straight. Maybe he won't think straight, but he was thinking straight. Take yourself, not my daughter. Take yourself.
Right. Right.
But I can't get upset about it because, like I said, no justice will be served. But my thing is, I just got to forgive him.
Right. For yourself.
And for myself, no one else. I'm not trying to please no one else, but trying to forgive him for myself and to make it to heaven to see my baby again.
Right.
But if you got any tips to help me out, please inbox me.
Yes, ma'am, I will.
Please, that's all I ask, because it's nothing like having a friend or somebody who knows what you've been through without judging you. That's all I have been done, what you done. Mm-hmm. But I used to worry about it. Now I do not care. But I don't do what I used to do. Like I said, I don't do what I used to do to say love. So thank God for that. That's been over a year ago.
Right. And you did what you had to do.
Story. I'm not innocent.
Yeah, the worst thing is facing that pain.
I'm going to go ahead and go myself.
Mm-hmm.
Because
facing that pain and hurt.
I lived. My daughter was the reason why I lived.
Mm-hmm.
But I tell you, I felt like I had nothing else to live for. But it's people in this world that love us and people don't understand that. I didn't try to kill myself for nothing, but at the same time, I just didn't want to be here. That makes any sense. I was staying, and sometimes I still stay in my own room, just bundled up. I just don't want to talk to nobody. And I don't want to say the wrong thing to somebody because somebody may take it the wrong way. Mm-hmm. It's not that I'm just depressed. I want my child that I never will give back.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, God, help us all. I mean, that's all I can say is help us. Help us, Jesus.
Right. I think we'll have somebody that is about to come up in the backstage. We got another testimony.
Tell them to come on because I'm watching. Hey, Queen, I want to be praying for you, baby.
I didn't hear.
I always pray for you.
She said she's gonna always pray for you.
Thank you.
And I would like to have a moment of silence for the two young ladies. If the den don't mind, can we have a moment of silence? All right, and the truth of the matter is, we ain't just sitting here talking just to be talking. We're trying to share stories, and us as parents, even with young men, are being murdered by their girlfriends and stuff now. So we gotta try and find ways. And one way I'm saying that we try to help the other people, but we gotta try and figure out how to help our family member get out of that relationship, move them out of that city. You know, find all kind of ways. As long as they're still right there. And it's obvious they're not going to tell it, and because they're afraid that somebody gonna hurt that person. So they trying to keep that person safe, and then they turn around and end up getting hurt. But
That's exactly what happened to my daughter.
Mm-hmm.
She wasn't afraid to tell anyone. We even tell the police and everything, but it still happened.
Yeah.
She was so worried about him killing himself. She never thought once that he would do it to her.
Right. Right. No, but nobody would think that, to be honest.
No, I surely did.
Yeah.
But I mean, I did do police reports and, you know, get restraining orders and all that. Police thought it was a joke and had to be married or something like that. And then I seen the same police officer that said, oh, so they got to be married. I said, I told you something was going to happen. But before, I knew something was going to happen. I felt something. I didn't know he was going to pass away. I felt something was going to happen to him. But when I seen the same police officer, I was like, oh, so really, this is what it takes now for you guys to do something.
All right, you know, we got another person backstage. I'd like to bring her on in.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Tiffany. God bless you. Love you.
Love you guys. Love you, Quita.
You too.
All right, let's see who we got. What's up, girl?
Hey, Sissy!
How you doing?
All right.
What's up?
Hi.
Look who we got, Quita.
I see.
What's up, sis?
Not much. You gotta come and see me. I'm just around the corner from you.
I will definitely be coming to see you. Hello, Lily. How are you, dear?
Hey, beautiful. I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm overcoming.
Good. That's a good saying. Overcoming. Got that.
Yeah, I kind of had to get, because I'll never be okay.
Mm-hmm.
Things will never be the same. My life will never be the same. So I can't say, well, I'm okay. I will never be okay.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's a piece of me that should be walking the earth right now who is not.
Mm-hmm.
So that will never sit quite well with me.
Can you share your story with us?
Basically, well, yeah, I can tell what happened to him. My son was at his friend's house. They've been friends since they were 12.
Mm-hmm.
And he got an inkling to, well, he was doing a lot of other things, which I can't really go into because the case hadn't went to court yet.
Mm-hmm.
But he ended up shooting my son in the back of the head.
Mm.
And he was shot March the 2nd of 2021, and he passed away March 8th, 2021.
Wow.
Yes.
By a friend.
By a friend.
By mental health. By mental illness.
Probably so. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's real, dude.
It's very real. It's very real. And a lot of people in our community don't talk about it. They don't want to talk about it, but it's a real thing, and it doesn't discriminate. It's not a white person's thing. Counseling is not a white person's thing. No, it's something that we all could really take advantage of and use to our, to help us out.
That's right, because in the Black community, they feel like it's embarrassing. It's not something they want to let people know that they're doing, but they don't know their help that they're getting. They can be witness to somebody else, and next thing you know, the community a lot better than it used to be.
Yep.
Well,
than it is now.
You're right, because immediately, believe it or not, I wanted to help somebody. Because I lived for a while. I didn't get medicated at first because I didn't realize I needed it. Now, at first, my son passed on the 8th. His funeral was on the 20th. So I would wake up, after he passed and had to leave him in the hospital and all of that, and planning the funeral and all of those things. After the funeral was over, I would literally wake up and live one of the days between March the 8th and March the 20th. I would live in those 18 days. I would wake up inside of one of those days. And I was told that, you're suffering brain trauma, which at the time when it was told to me, I didn't get it. I didn't understand that my brain had suffered trauma.
Wow.
But I started to notice that certain things that people said would trigger me. Like I would get upset in ways that I hadn't gotten upset in a long time. Like literally we could go out in the street and handle it over something that somebody said that they didn't know was hitting me. You know what I'm saying? I didn't realize it was hitting me that way.
Right.
I was snappy and all of those things. And what made me really take medication is that I woke up one morning in a full-blown panic attack. Like I was trying to catch my breath and I couldn't. And every time I would try to, tears would just flow. So I ended up taking medication to help mellow me out. And then I got mad at it because it worked.
Right.
Because, I was at a point where I wanted to go off and I just couldn't. Like the medicine was doing its job.
Right.
And I couldn't go off.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It was like, the old me, if you'd have caught me, I would have said A, B, C, D, but the medicine wouldn't even let me do that.
Wow.
Right. And I still take it. It's a great thing. Keep me out of jail. It's a great thing.
Girl,
But
believe me, when mine make my stomach ball up, I say,
it's a great thing. But it got to the point where a lot of loud noise, like I could be around people and they make noise. But if you're right here, I can't do it.
Right.
If we're talking and you raise your voice at me, I can't do that. And I can let you know, look, I need you to lower that down because I can't do it. I can't do that now. And it's been a year. I can't do that. But as far as forgiveness, I found it easy to forgive the young man. Because number one, I loved him already.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I had a relationship with God. I couldn't hate him for what he did. I did not like what he did. I don't like what he did. But I couldn't not forgive him and say I love God at the same time.
Right.
Because I always look at myself. I'm always, whatever I can give to somebody, I always give it to myself. If I can critique you, the first person I'm going to critique is me. You know what I'm saying? I really try not to critique people, but I always ask myself, if you're saying that you love God, why would you hate this young man? Because even after they locked him up and his mother contacted me and told me that she visited him, I asked her, did she tell him that I love him?
Wow.
Because I do. I can't, once I love you, I can't not love you. And I used to watch, how you see people on TV in court cases or whatever, and somebody has shot their son or their daughter, and the victim's family is hugging the person who shot them. And I couldn't understand, like, why would you do that? Why would you hug the person that kissed your son or your daughter? But it's because they had a relationship with God.
Wow.
And the same God that sent his son to die for me, he sent his son to die for the person that shot my baby. And that's why I had to forgive him. I had to hear myself say it. Because if I heard myself say it, I knew I would stick to it. So I forgive him. Now, whatever the courts do, I ain't finna get in the way of that.
Right.
But I forgive him because he has to have a chance to give his life back to Christ. Because God give us chances every day, and he has to have his chance too.
How long did it take before the forgiveness came in you, or you automatically forgave?
After when I got the call to come to the hospital. When I got to the hospital and I called his mother and I said, your son shot my baby. And she began to pray for me. And I told her, I have to forgive your son. while they were performing surgery on my son and he was fighting for his life, I told her, I have to forgive your son.
Wow.
Wow.
Because I knew I had to, because without me being able to forgive him, I would not be able to talk to you now or talk to anybody about what happened when I went to the hospital. Because as soon as I got to the hospital and we made it up on the ICU floor, I was like, Lord, you're going to have to come with me in here. You're going to have to come with me in here, and I need to bring you in here with me every day. My only hope is in Christ. It is not in the doctors. It's not in the nurses. My only hope has to be in Christ, because he is the one who blessed me with these children. I did not get that overnight. I don't want to sound like super saint, because I'm not. I ain't get this overnight. But I recognize who gave me these children. So my only hope had to be in him. So much so that the chaplains at the hospital thought I was delusional. So when I knew my son was not going to make it, I prayed every day that he would wake up. Just wake up, because he never woke up. I prayed every day that he would wake up. Just wake up, wake up, wake up. And on March 5th of 2021, I sat down with the neurologist. He had 2 neurologists. And one of the neurologists told me the extent of the brain damage that he had and the quality of life he would have if he was to wake up. And as she was telling me, I'm looking at her, and as his mom, I'm making all the arrangements in my mind. I got people on standby to take care of my son, to help me take care of my son that I never asked. But I'm doing it in my mind, because as a mom, you know, you making the arrangements. You know, I'm gonna work half a day this day. I got everybody's work day planned out. How we gonna do what we gonna do? How many days I'm gonna stay out of work a week? All of that mapped out in my head as this woman is talking to me. And then I looked over at my child, and I said within myself, this is not the type of life that the Lord wants you to have. After that conversation, after I said it in my mind, I'm saying it in my mind. And after I said it in my mind, I went on. You know, I didn't realize I said it in my mind, but I didn't keep it. You know what I'm saying? I didn't hold on to me saying it. I went on because we were still at the hospital. There were still days left, you know. And after that, his sister started having visions of seeing him laying on a white bed. His godmother had a vision of him laying on a white bed with an angel kissing him on the head. His cousin started having visions of him trying to see her to tell her that he was all right. My son passed away Monday, March 8th, 2021. That day, his sister came into the hospital and said, I saw Diari again, and he said he's going to be around for 6. And she said, I woke up before he could finish. He meant 6 days. He came into the hospital March 2nd. He left March 8th. 6 days. On that day, March 8th, we're in the hospital, and it's me, his dad, and his sister, and my mom, and my pastor. And I'm standing to the right side of my son's bed, and I'm holding his hand, and my pastor is standing to my left side. He's standing beside me. And my mom comes behind me, and she's rubbing my shoulders, and she tells me, you're going to have to let him go. And I'm crying, and I tell her, you know what, Mom? I don't think I can. And the voice of the Lord said, yes, you can. I got him. And a wind came in the room and hit me from the right side to my left. It hit me and my pastor because he was standing beside me. I believe it. And I said, did you feel that? And he said, yes. And he moved out of the way. Now, at the time, I don't know why he moved out of the way, but he moved out of the way. I kissed my son's hand and kissed him on the forehead for the last time. And the wind came back from the left to the right and went up me. And I felt my son go to heaven. So when I say I know what my child is, I'm not making it up. I'm not saying it because he is my child, because I do have the understanding that you cannot speak not one person into heaven. That is not my job. I'm at peace with knowing that my child is in heaven. It just hurts that he's not here. Exactly. It hurts that he's not here. Because behind every smile, believe me, is a fistful of tears. When that wave hits, I don't care if you're walking around in Walmart, if you are driving down the street, if you're cleaning your house, you cannot fight when that wave hits you. You have to let it wash over you and let it do what it does. If it's to scream, if it's to cry and scream and pray and ask God to help you get through, then that is what you have to do. That is what you have to do. It took me a long time to get right here, because the only thing that I hate is things that separate, divide, and racism. I could never walk around and hate another person. Now, if being angry at this young man that shot my son and hating him, if it will bring my child back, I'ma hate you. But I know it ain't gonna bring him back. You know what I'm saying? If it will bring him back, fine. But I know it won't. And I didn't want to walk, even though I fell into depression. I have bouts of depression, but I didn't want to be just down and depressed all the time. Because number one, I've never been that type of person.
Never.
I've never been that type of person, and I didn't want to be that type of person. But there are days when, hey, sis ain't calling nobody today. If you knock on the door, she might answer, but she might not open the door. You know what I'm saying? I answer from the door, what you want. Depending on what I say, then you'll know I'm not having a good day. I never lock myself up in a room, but there are just some days I ain't going outside. And I don't think, I can't say, shouldn't you should get over that. No, you can never get over that. Never.
Wow.
Never get over that. Because the phone calls that I use, at one point, I had to remind myself every day, your phone is not going to ring today. Because my son called me almost every day. Your phone is not going to ring today. He's not going to call you today. Y'all not going to have a joke today. The only thing I got is the jokes that we used to share, the silly jokes, the laughs, all of that. Our last conversation was about him eating the food at the vending machine in his job because he wanted me to cash after him some money. Come on, Mom. You need to tell me I got to eat this food at the vending machine? Sure you do. Baby, Mama got bills to pay.
Right.
So, it's things like that. And he left a 2-year-old behind. My granddaughter, my only grandchild, who looks just like him and acts just like him.
A blessing.
A blessing.
I know you love her just like Queen of Tamai, she love her grandbabies.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
They are the best.
They are the best. And you can spoil them and give them back.
Yes. Bad at that.
Yeah. You can spoil them and give them back.
Give them all the candy and chocolate that they want, send them right on home and say, now you go home
and
get
like,
a whooping
now the diapers is going to be something in the diaper for you. But yes, but I'll tell it's some days are rougher than others, but I have gotten out of the habit of telling people that, how are you? I'm okay. I'm not okay. I'm not okay. I'm overcoming every day. Every day.
Just say I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah. Because you got people who don't understand, because what they don't tell you that sometimes it's hard to talk about your child to other people that love him too. Or love her too. They don't tell you that at first because they have their own memories of your child. They have their own love for your child. And sometimes it's hard. Now, if I'm trying to talk to somebody about my son and they crying, I'm crying and they crying. Well, okay, I need you to be strong right now. Why can't I? And sometimes it's hard, but nobody tells you that. You got to find it out that sometimes it's really hard to talk about your child to other family members because they love them too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Sissy, I was shocked when I had got a message that somebody wanted to come in backstage, and I'm like, all I ever known you by was Sissy. And I was like,
I said, if I put my real name, Lord Jesus, she gonna say it wrong.
All right. You know how I've been talking, girl. Hey, but I tell you what, it was a great surprise because I
No
appreciate you coming on, and I appreciate Quita coming on, and I appreciate the call in from Tiffany, because Tiffany came on the other week to tell her full story. We all need to come together and speak on this. How that takes, it's mental health, it's mental issues, and we see that our people are around people that have mental issues. We got to figure out what to do, because we don't want too many more of these stories. Just a young lady got murdered probably about 2 weeks ago on the news. She was 26. She went to the sheriff's office, asking them to see the sheriff, and made a couple of calls and everything. Went back home. The boy was like 26, killed her, killed the kids, killed
Oh
himself.
my God.
It's sad. It's sad. The devil is really, really trying. He's busy because he knows he's about to face his demise. But I tell you, if you don't have God in your life, I suggest you get a relationship with God, because it's not, oh, you're so strong, you're so strong. It's two things. One is God, and sometimes as an adult, you just got to take a deep breath and do what has to be done. It doesn't make you strong. It's just some things just has to be done.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then, you know what I'm saying? I'm the type, if I'll do what I have to do. I might cry in the car. But it doesn't make me strong. It's just some things, like, who wants to plan their child's funeral? Nobody. But
I
it has to be done.
I couldn't.
Right.
Somebody else had to do that for me. I was medicated after I got that phone call. From that point on, I was medicated. I don't even remember her funeral. They say I walked in and I told her to get up. It was time to go home. I don't remember that. I was drugged from the time I got the phone call. Until
it's a phone call that you don't want to get. That's 2 phone calls I never wanted to get. One, your baby's in jail. The other,
your baby's gone.
You need to get to the hospital. And
they wouldn't even tell me she was still in the road. I never got to see her. The last time I saw my baby that I can remember really seeing her was the day we went to view her body. I wasn't medicated that day. But Perry and Spencer, I was the last one to leave. I didn't want to leave because I was going to stay. I don't care how many bodies was in there. My baby was right there. I was staying with my baby.
No, she wasn't right there.
Yeah, she wasn't right there. But see,
she already made it home.
Yeah, but see, at that time, I'm going to tell you, I'm just going to be honest. I had a problem with God. I had a problem with everybody and everything. Whatever you said, it didn't matter, because I mean, I was on the warpath. I was ready to just explode. And I couldn't. I held that pain. I held it. And they shouldn't have never medicated me. They should have let me feel that pain when it happened. They should have let me go ahead and feel it then, instead of waiting and letting me feel it later, because later it was worse.
Yeah.
Because I didn't get that initial feel. So I'm missing something. And I'm trying to get to something and I can't get to it. And I keep hitting the wall. So I'm fighting within myself. I'm fighting because I'm blaming God. Then it was like I didn't want to believe. So I didn't know which way to go.
I get that, because for me, even I went through all of that, going to the hospital, being at the hospital for 6 days with him and planning the funeral and going through the funeral and all of that. And one day it hit me. You actually left your baby in the hospital. You know, you actually walked out of the room, and I just bawled. I let out the most horrendous scream, but I was so going through the motions after he passed, trying to get everything together, that I didn't have that moment when I should have had it.
Right.
And then when I finally did have it, It's like I let out a scream. I don't even think I could replicate that scream. It was horrendous. It was horrendous. But we know where our babies are. I know where my son is. And if I
know
did
where
not,
my baby is.
I'm telling you now, if I did not have a relationship with God, I would have got one that day. If I did not believe him, I would have believed. That would have made me believe him because he has revealed himself to me many, many times before then. But that right there, I truly believe, because not only did all of the visions and dreams start happening after that Friday, May 5th, on May 6th, a pastor who was not my pastor came by that room and said, God told me to tell you that because you sold out to me, I'm going to turn this thing around for you. Was my son an angel, a saint? No. I guarantee you the turnaround was my baby was on his way to hell. And God spared him because he gave me wanting my son to wake up was what I wanted. My heart's desire is that my entire family be saved. So he gave me what I wanted without me realizing that's, you know what I'm saying, at the time, because when you're in it, you're not seeing the bigger picture when you're in it.
Wow.
My heart's desire was that my entire family be saved, and it still is, because I understand what having a relationship with God is.
And see, I never really had that strong relationship. So therefore, when my daughter was taken,
but you can have it now.
I didn't.
I got what you're saying.
I didn't understand.
Right.
I didn't understand. And I got mad.
Right. But see, growing up in church as a kid,
yeah, Sunday, Sunday school. I slept in Sunday school though. I slept in Sunday school, and then I ate snacks through the service. So
growing up in church is different than growing in Christ. You know what I'm saying? Growing up in church is way different than growing in Christ, because growing up in church, you know everything everybody said. You know the John 3:16. You know all the good scriptures and all of that.
all the major ones that you were made to.
You know the big
Psalm 23rd.
Right. You know the dress code. You know how to wear the hair. But none of that has anything to do with a relationship with Christ. Absolutely nothing.
And I'm learning. I'm still learning. So
we all are.
I'm still learning, and I'm gonna get there.
Yeah, we all are.
I'm on my way. I didn't call the Uber. They're gonna pick me up in a minute.
No, we all are. As long as you're living and breathing, every day is a learning process. Every moment is a learning process.
I'm always learning something. Even though it might not be right sometimes, but I learned it.
But then you
I'm learning something.
You start to learn
some
things
strong
about
women. Y'all are very strong women. A lot of people can't forgive somebody for talking about them 20, 30 years ago. And y'all
look,
forgiving.
Can I tell you something? My mind won't even let me process stuff like that. My mind will not, like, if somebody think, hey, I don't think you like me, my mind will not let me process that at all.
And my response would be, well, if you think that, then maybe I don't. I mean, hey, I don't know right about now. You got to come back when I'm off my medication, and then I might can tell you an answer. But right now, if you thinking that, then maybe I don't. I mean, I don't know right now.
You my crazy queen.
But yeah, like my mind don't let me process stuff like that. Like it just, because it's not stuff that I can't really think. When your child leaves you, when a part of you is no longer here, you hone in on things. Everything else seems so insignificant. Like, you know what I'm saying? Everything seems so, all the other stuff that used to like get under your skin, that seems so insignificant, because your child, who you birthed, who you either went into labor with, got put in labor with, then got epidural for, you done fed them, clothed them, then had to talk to principals.
I want a refund, though. I want a refund for them. All them pains. I want a refund.
Exactly. You done went through
my
all
money
of
back.
That. So everything else seems so frivolous. It seems so frivolous.
Wow.
And you don't want to be rude and be like, oh, well, what you're talking about really don't mean a lot to me. You don't want to say that, because you don't want to be rude.
I would.
LaQuita, wait a minute. LaQuita. No. For me, let me put my disclaimer. for me, you don't want to come off as rude
Mhm.
because a lot of things that probably would mean something to you, they don't anymore.
Right.
Well, you know, it's a lot of stuff that used to bother me that now I say, I'm gonna call the Cheesecake Factory and I'm gonna order me a cheesecake. Cause right about now, that's irrelevant.
Right.
I'm gonna put on
Right.
another pound on each side because right about now I'm gonna eat your way.
Oh my
Wow.
God.
So good.
Yeah,
Not
I'm going to put it on. I'm gonna put it on my side, on my waist. Give me another roll.
To come find out, we grown now, and things that we think about it before we respond. Be like, man, that ain't that. No,
Right.
Yeah, girl, I told you I go to give me a cookie, a cake, a pie, or something, and be good with it. Be good with it.
You crazy.
And a gallon of milk and a remote control to the TV. I'm good. I ain't even get ready to worry about what you said. Okay.
I greatly appreciate spending this time with you young ladies. Super excited about how y'all have came through, how y'all have forgiven, and how y'all continue to work on helping others as well. We need to inbox each other and start getting some encouragement, because one person could be stronger in an area than somebody else, and we need to be able to help each other. And it got to be from experience. It's a good teacher. Take someone like me to know. That's my favorite song.
That's right.
So we gotta use each other's strengths to strengthen us where we're weak at. And I was real shocked about you coming in, sis. Thank you for willing to come in, Laquita.
You
love y'all long time.
That's right.
I know it. Love y'all.
Love
and
you
y'all
too.
Know, y'all, if you ain't no visitor, if you is a visitor, come again and bring a friend.
So we
always say,
I ain't got no friends no more.
Between me and thee. Why we absent? What you say, Quinn?
I ain't got no friends no more. Nobody like me no more.
She need to stop. I don't know why she playing. She need to stop.
We family. We ain't friends. We family.
All day.
Oh, that's a difference.
All day.
A big difference. That's another story. Friends or family.
That's
the Lord watch between me and thee. Why we absent? One from another. Can the dead say?
That's right.
Amen.
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 Love y'all.
Love you.
Bye.
Love you.